Welcome back. USMNT is also back. We've got Panama in the Nations League coming up. Let's get right into it.
Exactly as Trevin says, the USMNT are back. We've been waiting a long time. We're always excited for the USMNT. Every single time they come on, no matter the competition. I mean, even
no matter the squad.
Yeah, no matter the squad, no matter the competition. USMNT, when they come on, we're here. We're here to talk about it.
Yep.
Nations League, Panama. We need to win the whole competition, but let's start small. Let's start with Panama. That's where we are right now. So, you've seen the roster lineup. You know, we'll have it go through real quick. I can do that for you. You can see
a
couple changes. Yes, Trevin. I mean, we can get right into those changes. Pretty important.
Couple of changes. We see Robinson, Cardosa, like some really important players. Yep. Leave this camp, and it sucks to see, but you always want them getting healthy and getting back to the rehab that they need to do to get ready for the final eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, and the fact that they can't, it's all good. We have people coming in. Fossey, another guys, two other guys, don't really know if they're going to be able to cut it for it. I don't know if they're going to play too much, but they're in there. Fill in.
Hopefully they get a cap, we hope everybody does as well as they possibly can for us.
100%.
So if they're included, they're probably included for a reason. So,
100%.
We just got to let it play out, see what happens with them.
For now, though, we're going to give you our predicted 11.
Yeah.
Predicted 11. Not going to pop up on the screen. Fuck that. I guess we'll go into individuals. For me, I mean, from bottom to top, the USMNT, we have to have a strong team against Panama. We obviously had a little fight with them not too long ago.
A little tussle there with Tim Weah.
Yeah, so...
Revenge game?
Maybe. Maybe. So we need to start strong, easily go through here. I think we should be whooping Panama no matter the 11 we put out. Given the selection that we have, I think we should be beating Panama.
100%.
Who I want to see start, though, and who I think is going to start is a little bit different. I'm going to predict we're going to talk about who we think is going to start.
Yeah,
not who we want to start.
Who we think to start.
There's a complete difference in that.
Because who we want to start is completely different, like Tanner
100%.
said. There's a couple of players that we would like to see potentially out of position or in different kind of weird spots that we would like to see them maybe on
that
the pitch.
They can play.
But that's not what we're going with. We're going with what we actually think will be Pacha's 11 tomorrow. Yes. Started off in goal. I think we kind of have some similar thoughts here. I'm going with Zach Steffen. I think he's been balling out in the MLS. It's hard for me to pick Matt Turner when he doesn't start every week, and it's just you want to see the consistency from the goalie, and as well as I do, I don't really like a lot of the MLS players that get selected, but a goalie is somebody that you want playing. So even if he is playing in the MLS, I think it's still worth some value that he's playing. So I'm going with Steffen, back four, Scally, Carter Vickers, Ream, and I'm playing Chris Richards at left back. We saw, like we mentioned earlier, Anthony Robinson leave the camp, and it sucks to see because he's such a promising, bright player. And I think that some of the formation, some of the changes that we've seen going forward, some of the weird spots that players pop up in, I think that it'll kind of invert in this game, and I think Scally will be a little bit more forward, kind of like filling in, kind of like how Trent plays for Liverpool, just kind of creeping up into the midfield. Usually it's Anthony Robinson, but like I said, we don't have him, so I kind of think that's going to be flipped, and Chris Richards kind of becomes that left-sided center back because he's not left-footed, but he is very, very good with his left foot when it comes to comparing him to our other defenders.
Yeah.
Midfield, McKinney, Adams, Pulisic, I think, that triangle there pretty much cements itself when they're healthy. Yeah. And that's the key thing that I think has been hard for a lot of them lately is staying healthy. I mean, we've seen McKinney absolutely ball out. He has improved his ability so much over the last few years, not only for his club, but for us as well. And then Pulisic, he is who he is. If he's healthy, he's the first name on the team sheet.
100%.
Forward line, Weah, Sargent, Gio Reyna.
forward line is a bit.
Yeah, that's a little misleading. Kind of like the left mid and the right mid.
Let's keep in mind.
They're not like wingers. It's more Pulisic floats up more, but you know, like the right-sided forward and the left-sided forward midfielder. You know what we mean.
You know, I feel like it's kind of like the Man United system.
A little bit.
Like it's kind of like 2 10s.
Yeah.
And Pulisic is a 10, and for you,
Weah would also be that.
Weah would be the 10.
That other 10.
You wouldn't be out on the left.
No, because I think that left side, McKinney kind of floats in on the right, like we've seen in multiple games. He is really good in that right side going forward, crossing the ball in to Pulisic to Weah. Like we've seen that connection so many times from McKinney going up that right side. So I think a little bit of 1-2s with Gio Reyna is going to look extra crispy.
I mean, who's the ST, Trevin?
Sargent. I mean, he's been playing well. I mean, and look at the other options. I think he's kind of there by default. I kind of thought maybe Pulisic would play striker, and then you'll also bring in Musa, and then Gio Reyna stays but is in a different position. But Sargent, I think, deserves the chance. He's fought his way back into the team, well deserved. I think he gets a start.
I've really been struggling making my 11. I'm not gonna lie. And
which is a good thing.
Yeah,
like, it's competitive.
100%.
Competitive spots.
100%.
Like, you have to be on top of your game to get a spot in our national team, and that is absolutely what we need.
100%. I truly think, based off of what we see, I don't know. It's just I think Pochettino's gonna kind of go for maybe a club approach more here, and what he sees with the clubs and whatnot and what they do. So I could really honestly, I could see, and I'm saying that, but with the goalie actually starting out in goal, I'm picking Matt Turner. I think Matt Turner's going to start, not because I want him to, but because I think it's just, he hasn't really shown yet that he doesn't deserve to start. You could say, yes, he doesn't start for a club, and that is true, but when he puts on the jersey, he hasn't done anything thus far that's of making him deserve to be benched.
He's had a couple of moments, but I think I could agree with that because I don't think he's done enough to really say you're not the number one anymore.
Right.
Except for Poch saying he doesn't have a number one. It's an open competition.
That is the key. Is Poch going to look at that and say, okay, this guy, Zach Steffen's been playing pretty lights out in the MLS, yes, but also we have a guy who is playing for Crystal Palace, isn't playing games really much at all, maybe a few cup games here and there. I don't even know if Crystal Palace are still in any cups anymore. Probably out. So he's not going to be playing for quite a while unless he's getting his starts under USA. So, and like I said, when he's played for the USA, he's not done bad. So I think he's still going to get the start. I think Zach Steffen deserves it, though. Trevin's given it to Zach Steffen to start. I still think Pochettino's going to put Matt Turner in goal. Not what I want.
It's a big call.
But I think that's what he's going to do. Right back, Scally. My 2 center backs. It's tricky. I really do think this is now a Tim Ream going out phase. I've been thinking about it, and I think it's going to be McKenzie right side, Richards at left center back, and on the left side, I think it's going to be, it's tough. It's tough.
Today,
it's
Junior,
tough.
Come on.
But I'm going to have to go with Weston McKennie. And
Bombshell.
It's
That's
tough.
crazy. All right.
It's tough to say that. I think he deserves to be more forward. But given the injury, given the versatility, though, and keep in mind, the left back seems to be more like a midfielder as well.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be more involved. With that, I think Weah is going to be on his left side. So Weah is going to be like the left mid, kind of how Trevin had. I think he's going to be on the left side. So he's going to be kind of like a left wing back, kind of supporting that, supporting McKinney as well. I think McKinney's just going to be coming back. Also, in the midfield, going up forward, Tyler Adams, obviously sitting in the 6, protecting everyone. So, at the end of the day, you got that guy there who's really, he's a really good player in his position, really good for Bournemouth. One of the top 6s in the Premier League, honestly.
Even though he's only played half of the season,
he's still up
there in all the stat categories.
So you got to give this guy credit. He's going to be in there for sure. Tanner Tessman, really good tournament for him last time out under Pochettino. He's just not going to be playing over Tyler Adams, though. It's just how it is. Moving forward, I see Reyna and Pulisic right above him in the 210s. Musa on the right mid, right wing back, kind of role, whatever you want, and Josh Sargent up top. That's how I see the 11. McKennie, he's going to be playing like an inverted role. So that's why I think with Robinson out and seeing as what Pochettino did with this group, somewhat of this group, he's getting some new players in and whatnot, so it might be a little different. But given what he's done before, I think that McKennie playing left back, he's done it before. It might be Weah. There's so many different, like Trevin said, it's so complicated because we have so many options.
Our star guy's not there.
Our star left back is out. He's probably, honestly, pound for pound, our best player, like on the field, position for position. Like you look at left backs in the world, Anthony Robinson is 100% a top 5 left back, possibly top 3, my top 1. Okay, so he is.
My goat.
He's that guy, right? He's not going to be there though, so you have to fill in that gap. I think McKennie's going to be. I don't want to say sacrifice, but it's kind of sacrifice coming back because you have players like Gio Reyna, and again, all these star forwards we have that can come in.
Too many players for so few positions. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But it does make you rack your brain when you try and put together what type of squad and what type of 11 you're gonna put on the field.
And it's like you got to think about what Pochettino's gonna do, and like I also, obviously I put a little bit of my own feeling and my own thought into this just because it's me. You know what I mean? That's just natural. So predicting what Poch is gonna do is a little complicated. I put a little bit of what I feel, like McKennie left back, what I mean? Like maybe Trevin's right, maybe it's like all the center backs, maybe Ream is still in there, maybe he's still our best center back when he puts on the USA jersey. I mean, he has, without a shadow of a doubt, not done anything to prove that point to not be true.
Yeah,
right?
He's not done anything bad. I think he stays, but obviously you have to have an eye on the future. So like Tanner said, we could slowly start to see him integrated out because if we're being honest with ourselves, I don't think he's going to make it to the 2026 World Cup.
And he might, though. I mean,
but he might just go crazy and be Pepe for us.
Like Ronaldo was there. Pepe was there.
Pepe, he could be that guy, but
he could.
He's just been crazy, and it's hard for me to take him out of the squad, which is why I didn't. But I also see why Tanner did, because you want to see other players. You want to see Mark McKenzie play. Like he's a good quality player that deserves a spot on this team and potentially for the 11. I didn't put him in, but it was a tough call.
I just don't know if Ream's going to get in because of the quality of the players who are also in that squad in the center back position. I mean, you look at Chris Richards playing week in, week out for Crystal Palace. I mean, he's playing really well. Mark McKenzie really doing good for Toulouse. I mean, they're trugging along in the French league. I think they're like top 8 right now, pushing for European football. He's doing his thing. He also plays in a back 3 consistently. That could be a guy we see play left back. Mark McKenzie, I mean, he plays on the left side of a back 3. So it could be a possibility. It could be a possibility that we see Mark McKenzie over there. I mean, there's so many things that we could do, but like we said, it's a blessing to have a much more talented squad than we have had in past years' times. Can we do anything with it though? That's the key. This Nations League, I think, is a time to prove.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. And Pochettino's got to take it. We got to go win. We got to go beat Panama. We should be beating Panama. Whether it's your lineup, my lineup, we have Marlon Fossey in there. We have Brian White at striker.
Who knows? But we should be beating them. It should be us in the next round, and I think we will. I'm gonna go with 4-1. I think we let up 1, and I think we're just too much for Panama. I really hope that Gio Reyna gets 1. I think he will, but he's somebody that is often injured, so he doesn't get a whole lot of time with this group of guys, and it's chopped and changed so often.
I hope to see him in there, though. We both put him in there, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you put him in, we need him there.
And if not, give him 30 minutes off of the bench.
Yeah.
With the tired legs he's playing against, so give him some time. We hope anybody coming back from injury, we need him to just progress and do well.
I think I'm gonna go for a 3-1 to the USMNT. I think we're gonna go 3-0 up. And then, honestly, I see us getting a little complacent. We kind of saw it against Jamaica. I can see it happening again. I think they could nick a goal, maybe a penalty, maybe something stupid.
Something crazy
late.
Happens, a handball. That, is something
like
that we
that.
don't agree with, but whatever, something.
I could see that happening. A 3-1. So I'm going 3-1. Not quite 4-1. I don't know if we get 4 on them, but I think 3-0 or 3-1.
Tim Weah revenge game.
Maybe a Tim Weah goal. I'm going for. I think Pulisic will get a goal and an assist. I think McKinney will get an assist. And I hope to see Gio Reyna on the score sheet. I really do. So that's our predictions. Hopefully tomorrow we beat Panama, and then we come back after that game, give you a exciting, awesome video with we won, and then we look forward to the next game which will be Mexico or Canada. Quick prediction for that game. Who do we think?
Canada 2-1.
It's gonna be tough because it's gonna be in LA, and that's pretty much a Mexico home crowd.
So Mexico is slowly on the rise, though. They're a little
Jesse rocky, I think, though, Mexico. But I think Canada is slightly more on the rise. I think Jesse Marsh. I think Jesse Marsh also gets it done. I'm not gonna lie. I really think that they're gonna win that. I'm gonna go for. I gotta go for a 2-1 as well. It's gotta be a 2-1. I know it's cliche scoreline, but it's gotta be 2-1 Canada. I think it's gonna be Canada and USA in the final. And if we get that far, then we'll give you a prediction then. But let's hope we get that fucking far. We gotta beat Panama. We will let you know if we do that.